When someone is dying, in usually their last weeks, sometimes days, but usually weeks of life, you might notice this stare. Like they're staring at the ceiling, they're staring at the corner of the room, they're staring like directly in front of them at the wall. They're not looking at anyone or anything in particular, but they just won't stop staring at this place in the room. And you don't see anything. And oftentimes, even like, let's say you try to talk to them and you get their attention and they turn to look at you, usually right after that, they'll go right back to looking at this place in the room, whatever they're staring at. So for example, when my granddad was dying, he would stare like right directly in front of him, like up on the wall a little bit, and he just kept staring at this place. And eventually he actually told me that he was seeing people, and that's what I imagine he was looking at, was whoever he was seeing, which he didn't actually fully tell me who he was seeing, just that he was seeing people, because he knew I would understand. But this happens all the time. I mean, so many patients I have, so many of my clients, they all have this stare. I've always called it the death stare because it does usually typically mean that the person is going to die soon, usually within days to weeks. Sometimes it can be longer, but usually days to weeks. What you also might notice along with this stare is that people may start to reach up, like they reach towards something, they reach out in front of them. Oftentimes they're like reaching towards the sky. And again, sometimes, like my granddad, sometimes people will actually vocalize what they're seeing. Sometimes it's a light, sometimes it's angels, sometimes it's a deceased loved one or someone who has already died. Sometimes it's someone who has died who that person doesn't know, but like you might know. That's always a strange one to me. But these are things that no one can explain. We don't know why they happen. There are actually now researchers that are studying this because it's just such a common phenomenon that happens. And I think that's just one of the mysteries. It's one of the unknowns. It's one of those things that I find just so fascinating about the death and dying journey, the process, the experience. My name is Katie Duncan. I'm a nurse practitioner and an end-of-life coach. Follow me for more end-of-life education. And if you're interested in joining our certified end-of-life practitioner course, our next cohort starts in September. You can find out more in our free training at deathcarecoach.com. If you want to learn more about the dying process, you can also check out my book, The Dying Process, available on Amazon.